And we are live at historic Dunn Field for a beautiful Sunday afternoon game. It's a little bit earlier, so we probably won't get tonight unless we go late or entering the later innings. I'm Taylor Storthy, back on the broadcast for the Pioneers on the Pioneers YouTube channel. For the start of the season, there have been some technical difficulties getting broadcasts up and running, but for today, it will be fine. The Elmira Pioneers take on the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. We'll be ready in 1 minute with the action. At the bottom view of the field, you can see some kids and a few adults, but many out of a few, unfortunately, having some lightsaber duels. Well, why some lightsaber duels, you might ask? Well, that's a question with a very simple answer. Tonight is WEGMAN'S Star Wars night. We want to thank WEGMAN'S for sponsoring the game tonight and this special occasion. May the Force be with the Pioneers as we see some great duels. And oh, wow, there's really one that's really cool down that's covered by the scoreboard. I'll do my best to commentate, but a little bit hard to view, unfortunately. But still, very, very cool indeed. Great festivities. The Pioneers will be introduced next, but in the meantime, I'll run you down the order for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Hartson leads off. He's playing in center field, followed by Bay at third base. Benzinger batting as the extra hitter. King is in right field. Camps is the catcher. Johnson's at second base. Lane is in left field. Smith is the designated hitter. Davis is at first base, and Tucker is at shortstop. The left-handed pitcher Shed starts on the mound for the Tarp Skunks. Tarp Skunks entered the season 1-0 after an 11-1 win in their previous game. They're looking to keep a hot streak alive, but in the way, those rebel pioneers looking to shut down the Jamestown Evil Empire. And there's Stitches just giving a pat on the back to one of the players. It's been a tougher start for your Elmira Pioneers. Last night, they traveled to Batavia to face off the Muck Dogs one more time, but came away with a 6-4 loss. It was a 6-4 loss that awaited the Pioneers yesterday. It was a disappointing night, as Coach said, but he felt the team had a lot of success in different categories, winning on the hitting column and a lot of the other stats. The only problem, 16 free bases, a problem Coach has stressed before, but has continued to stretch to his boys. In the end, it was Chris Isaac coming in relief in the 4th inning who took the win, while Hunter Kendall's runs conceded led to a gap that the Pioneers never fully closed, meaning his start leads to his first loss of the season. Pioneers fell to 0-2 after this result, while the Batavia Muck Dogs improved to 2-0. Pioneers have a chance to come back tonight. And finally, we get to see your Pioneers taking the field. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube for the Elmira Pioneers YouTube channel. My name is Taylor Storthy, the broadcaster for your Elmira Pioneers. And we are set to get underway very shortly. It is a warm day here in Elmira, New York. 74 degrees at highs of 76 with a lows of 41. As the game continues, it is expected to drop a little bit, potentially seeing 70 degrees by the end of the game. 8:39 is the expected sunset time, and if the game lasts that long, we might have to turn on those lights. Later in the week, it'll still remain hot. Monday, 81 degrees, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, some slight chances of showers. Stay tuned. Hopefully they won't interfere with Elmira baseball, but you never say never. Things can happen. Monday, no games. Tuesday, the Pioneers will face off against the Niagara Power for the Meet the Team and free poster night. Be sure to stop by, as that is going to be an incredibly fun game. Fans, don't forget your Elmira Pioneers are back at Historic Field, not just tonight, but on Tuesday at 7 p.m. against the Niagara Power. Call 607-734-260 for tickets. And also, make sure you get season tickets early on. Packages starting low. And remember, call 607-734-2690 to come see the Pioneers in action. We still have box seats available and general seats for season tickets open. So be sure you call and get your tickets today. Notre Dame a cappella performing the national anthem tonight. Do apologize. It isn't audible via broadcast. A great rendition from the Notre Dame a cappella group. applause all around for the Notre Dame a cappella group, and we are about ready to play ball. First of the first pitch. See a lot of local kids out there with the Pioneers on the field. And now here they come running off. The Pioneers enjoy spending time with children, getting them autographs, telling them some stories. They were recently at WEGMAN'S, who are the sponsor of tonight's Star Wars night, earlier in the game. And they were able to say hi to the kids, have some autographs, and give out some free tickets to fans. These tickets were for tonight, so some visitors from the store that got those tickets could be joining us in the stands and ready for a good time. Here we go out to the mound for the first pitch. Beautiful story. And I'd call that one strike one. First pitch done and dusted. We are ready to play ball. Ethan Herrera makes his debut on the mound tonight. I was able to talk to him before the game and ask him whether he felt any pressure going up against an offense that scored 11 in their previous victory. He said not really, because baseball is the type of sport where you can score 11 runs one night and then none in the next. His goal, fill the zone and get the outs he needs to. And I know it's words that Coach Drum would love to hear, as filling the zone has been a problem for the Elmira Pioneers. They've been giving way too many free bases. In fact, their loss against the Muck Dogs last night, all 6 runs that came home got on base via walk or hit by pitch or by another mean of free base. So disappointing start there for the Pioneers, but they're trending in the right direction. They just need to lock down and stay focused. And despite the 0-2 start, Coach Drum has optimism. Mentioned back in 2017, the Pioneers had a 3-9 start, but finished the season with over 30 wins. It is a long season, and still plenty of time to recover. They can start tonight here at home. The Pioneers will be wearing gray and blue, as seen on the scoreboard, while the Jamestown Tarp Skunks wearing black and teal. Home team, the Pioneers, will start on defense, Jamestown at the plate. And a reminder, for Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League rules, each team will have 10 men in the lineup, a designated hitter, and an extra hitter on the board. However, for the Pioneers tonight, Ethan Herrera, who's a two-way player, will be working as a pitcher and designated hitter, and you have to assume that once he leaves the mound, he'll be sticking in the lineup as a designated hitter for the rest of the game. Hartson steps to the plate. He's the leadoff batter for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks as he goes up against Ethan Herrera. Herrera had a 196 batting average against him at UMass Boston last year. So he's going to have a fun start here. He's ready to go. Here's the first pitch to the leadoff for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Outside ball 1. We asked Ethan Herrera who his favorite character for Star Wars Night was, and he told us Darth Maul. Here's the pitch. That one a little bit low on the dirt. Going to be behind 2-0 in the count. Whether you've seen him from the first movie or from Clone Wars and other series, Maul, a legendary Star Wars character, a few other players mentioned he was a favorite as well. That pitch is taken for strike 1, finally getting that in the zone. In the locker room, the players were saying they want to try to get first pitch strikes to avoid conceding as many walks and free bases as they did previously, as the count goes 3-1. But right now, not a great first at bat, a 3-1 count to Hartson. That's going to be grounded to third. That one's picked up. Throw to first in time. Muzio reaching forward to make the grab. That's a solid 6-3 out made by Johnny Wall. "4,000 people attended opening night earlier. And we've got a loud contingent here tonight as well, cheering on the Pioneers in their second home game of the season. That'll bring up one out and bring up Bay to the plate. Last night, Jamestown Bay managed 2 RBIs on their 11-1 victory. Wants to keep his hot streak going here. Here's the first pitch. Strike one. That one in the zone. Had a little bit of heat behind it. He gets ahead in the count. 0-1 with one out. The third baseman. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Almost sounded like he tipped it, but regardless, that's going to be strike number 2. Herrera ahead early. Chance to record his first strikeout of the game. That's going to be grounded to second. Fielded cleanly for the second out of the inning. 2 quick outs, making quick work of the Tarp Skunks. And now it's going to be up to Benzinger to keep the inning alive. That time in the field, Aiden Blake made the play. Benzinger steps up here. The extra hitter, number 27. Here's the pitch. And strike one on that inside high corner. Benzinger nearly had to move out of the way, but in the zone, strike one. That one's going to be popped up. It looks like the bat had a chip fall off it. But tracking it down for the final out and left is Eric Charnetsky. And with that, the Tarp Skunks go down in order to end the first inning. A quick inning for Herrera. And now, the Pioneers will be taking the plate right after this. Shed, the lefty, takes the mound tonight. It was mentioned that he can flirt in the 90s with his heaters and has some particularly dangerous off-speed pitches. Pioneers are going to be looking to attack him, to try to get some runners on base. They've been able to score 4 runs in the previous game, 6 in total for the season, but have conceded 14. They want the offense to get going in Game 3. Here's how your Pioneers line up. Batting first, the shortstop, Joseph Olsavsky. Batting second, the second baseman, Aiden Blake. Batting third, the first baseman, Joe Muzio. Batting fourth, in center field, Cooper Smith. Batting fifth as the extra hitter, Bobby Marsh. Batting sixth in right field, Kyle Shimilewski. Batting seventh and third base, John Wall. Johnny Wall, of course, third base. He made a good play in the first inning. Batting eighth, the pitcher and designated hitter, Ethan Herrera. Batting ninth in left field, Eric Charnetsky, who made a great running catch to end the first inning. And finally, at the catcher position, Brody Bartenstein completing the battery alongside Herrera. And starting on the mound, we've already mentioned, it is Ethan Herrera. But Savsky ready to go, as he will lead off. Top, as Shed finishes his warm-up. First pitch to Osavsky, that one is going to be strike one. So Shed immediately attacking to get the first pitch, strike one. Last night, Osavsky went 2 for 4 with an RBI. The count goes 1-1 after that ball. He also was able to steal a base. When asked who his favorite character was, well, it was Anakin Skywalker. Main character of the prequels, and of course, later became Darth Vader. Ooh, some break on that one, likely a slider to make the count 1 and 2. Some filthy off-speed stuff, as we've already mentioned. Wonder if he tries to go here or here. Olsowski down 1-2 in the count from the stretch. And ooh, that hits him. He's going to take a free base. Now, to take a free base, he gets hit in the arm, but unlike Anakin, he doesn't lose that arm. Rather, hand. But he'll get on base with no outs to get an immediate base runner for the Pioneers in the bottom of the first. Up next, Aiden Blake. He went 0 for 3, but drew a walk in the previous game. And his favorite player? Well, he asked me to pick for him. He isn't a huge Star Wars guy, so I decided to pick the Mandalorian. Drum trusts him, so he's got him as a bounty hunter to do a job, which is to score some runs. First pitch right there is going to be low for ball 1. Still a runner on. Wonder what Olsowski will do. Takes a little lead. Always dangerous. The lefty, because he can throw back to first base on a dime. 1-0. Olsowski's going to ground that to short. It's fielded cleanly. They turn 1, and they turn 2. He was out by a step. That's a double play. Disappointing at bat for Blake, as that one's a 6-4-3 to get 2 outs on the board after that early hit by pitch. The Tarp Skunks responding immediately. 2 outs right away. That'll put empty bases again, this time for Joe Muzio. Muzio, he's in a hitting slump, but coach trusts him. He's 0 for 8 so far with a strikeout in his previous game. His favorite Star Wars character? Yoda. He summoned the power of Master Yoda on the first pitch here. That one's strike 1, up high and in the zone. Muzio's going to ground that to third. It hits off him. Does he have time to make the throw? No, he's going to hold it. So Muzio gets a single to get on board with 2 outs. That is an important hit, and the first hit of the game for the Elmira Pioneers. The runner on. Muzio, a good job to run it out. It was playable, but on that play, after the bounce, Bay keeps it safe. Cooper Smith now steps up with 2 outs and a runner on. Shed ready to go. Strike 1. Muzio on first. Cooper Smith at the plate. Cooper Smith's favorite character is also Yoda. He pinch hit last night, but struck out in a crucial at-bat. He's looking for a better night here. Here's the 0-1. Smith flares that foul. That lands right into the bullpen. He's now down 0-2 in the count with 2 away. Shed would like a quick inning to follow up after Herrera's quick inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. As it gets in the dirt, he'll make the easy throw to first to end the inning. Pioneers have no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner is stranded on base. Tied, as no one has been able to get anything yet. Still 8 innings to go. We'll be back with more Pioneers baseball after this. We are getting ready for the top of the second. Pioneers back. Now on defense here. They got a hit, but couldn't bring Muzio home. They will start the second inning once again on defense. Ethan Herrera had a very quick inning from the mound, forcing 2 groundouts and a flyout. They'll now have to face King, who might be the Skunks' strongest hitter. He recorded 3 RBIs in their previous victory, wearing a red helmet as he steps to the plate. Jordan King ready to go. Ethan Herrera about ready to go. Finally, I think practice swing for King. Now Herrera ready to go from the mound. Here's the first pitch. And that one goes in the dirt for ball 1. That one ultimately bounced off Bartenstein, but he looks okay. And that's always good to hear. Bounces can be a little bit scary. One-0 here now from Herrera. Now ready to go. The 1-0. That one again in the dirt. It's a little bit to the outside. Ball 2. Even though he's gone behind against a couple batters, Herrera's done a good job of pitching the contact later in these counts and forcing some outs. But there, that one's just a little bit outside. 3-0. Could be going cautious against King. Camp's up next. He's the catcher on deck. You have to wonder how the 3-0 pitch will go. It's going to be an obvious take, I'd assume. But strike 1 on the outside, well, on the inside of the zone. Inside up high. 3-1 count. Wonder if you're going to see King swing here. The 3-1. Just low. That's going to be ball 4. First walk surrender to the game for the Pioneers. King gets aboard to open the inning. Pioneers have not been great at not conceding walks, as all 6 runs in the previous game came off of walks. That's a trend they don't want to continue. See some motions from the third base coach, and you do wonder whether King will be in motion and whether Camps might want to try to lay a bunt down here. Runner on now with no outs. First pitch. Ooh, that was close to hitting him. Gets out of the way there. 1-0. King on first. Camp at the plate. "1-0, and that time it hits him. That one just slipped. And now there are 2 runners aboard. With no outs, another runner getting aboard via free base. That'll bring up Johnson with 2 runners on and no outs. Slower start here for the Pioneers after a quick first inning. Darth Maul had some struggles in the Phantom Menace. We're hoping that isn't a menace for Ethan Herrera here. No outs. Here's the pitch for Johnson. Just a little low, ball 1. This inning's sponsor, C-Tran. C-Tran's accessible to everyone, as all buses are equipped with ramps or lifts. Find out more at our website, chemungtransit.com. For all your transportation needs, remember C-Tran. It's the smart way to go. 1-0, he's checking his bases. Here's from the stretch. Ball 2, just outside. On the inside and outside of the zone. Too close with that chin music, you could call it there. Here's the 2-0. From a stretch, a little more of a windup. That one fouled away. And can't tell whether that just went right over our dugout or not. Count goes 2-1 now. With the first strike, he was able to get all inning earlier than the King count, which had gone 3-1. A little bit earlier here, 2-1, a chance to try to get back in the at-bat against Johnson. Pick off to second, and that one actually nutmegged through King's legs. Good play by Joel Osofsky to pick up the ball. Now remains 2-1. 2 still on with no outs. An early dangerous spot for Herrera. He needs to just get those quick outs. Let his defense do the work. 2-1. Squares up for a bunt. That one, ball 3, just a little low. Muzio ready to run in. And bunting wouldn't be a bad idea. We'll try to get the runners to third and second. Or, if he gets on base here, it could be bases loaded, which is certainly not what Herrera wants. Here's the 3-1 from Herrera. Trying to figure out what to do. He definitely wants to pitch a contact this time. That one's going to be grounded. Foul. Bounced foul early. Count goes full with 2 on, no outs. Force outs at third and second. So again, there is an opportunity for the Pios to try to turn 2 into play. If Herrera can get another force out on the ground. If there's a fly out, you could see King try to tack up. I think it would be a little bit unlikely for Camps to do. Full count now to Johnson. Herrera ready to go from the stretch. How will the at-bat end? Walk? Hit? You don't know. Runner's likely going. Looks back. King doesn't go. Instead, he takes a big lead. Ball 4. So third free base of the inning and second walk of the inning. And bases are now loaded. Lane steps up here, the left fielder, with a bases loaded opportunity and still no outs. Imagine the infield's going to be playing in. Ready for any shallow ground balls to try to get the force out at home. So Herrera now caught in a jam early in the second. Here's the pitch. It's high ball 1. Not what he wants to do to start in this at bat. Too many high pitches. Essentially losing the bottom half. Similar to Darth Maul in the Phantom Menace losing the bottom half. Muzio playing shallow. That's one's going to be lined to right. It'll score the first run of the ball game for the Tarp Skunks. The bases will remain loaded. And the Tarp Skunks take a 1-0 lead off the single to right. Lane gets an RBI. That'll put a run on board for the Tarp Skunks. Elmira starts trailing one more time. And Billy Wilderman comes out to the mound to talk to Herrera. Just a quick meeting, I think, to try to calm him down. We don't see anyone warming up in the bullpen. They want Herrera to go further than at only 1 inning. But a shaky start to this inning. Now, fun fact for Wildman, we also asked what his favorite Star Wars character was. He ultimately said Darth Maul. But his original answer, before changing it, thinking about his girlfriend, was Padme. Padme's a fun character on her own, but again, Darth Maul, I think a little bit safer in terms for Wildman and his girlfriend. So we can share that with his pitcher. And I think just telling him to focus. Imagine maybe the next batter is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Imagine you are a pissed off Darth Maul wanting to shut him down. Star Wars night continues here, but you could say the bad guys, the First Order Tarp Skunks, take the lead against the Resistance Pioneers. And now, Smith comes aboard with the bases loaded. He's the designated hitter. Shallow infield again. Ball 1 just a little bit high. Count goes 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. He had a big whiff on that one. Missing with the saber that you could call a bat. You see once again talkative Joe Muzio discussing that, I think, that hit over with Lane. And also now with their first base coach. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2, landed inside the zone. No strikeouts yet for Herrera. He'd like to get his first. 1-2 count now for Smith. And held up ball 2. Almost looked in the zone, but just a little bit to the inside. 2-2 count now. Still bases loaded, no outs. Tarp Skunks already took a 1-run lead. Up to the Pioneers to stop the bleeding. And the dirt gets away. And, the umpire was right in the way of Bartenstein. Runners now at third and second on that one. Probably a wild pitch or a potential passed ball. It's a 2-0 lead for the Skunks. Another runner comes home as the Pioneers were napping at the end of the play. 3-0 lead for the Tarp Skunks. Full count. It does leave an empty base now, but certainly not what the doctor ordered. And those little errors now put them down by 3 in the second inning. Still don't see anyone warming up, but a dangerous situation there. 3-2 count, no outs, runner on second. Ball 4, he's going to get a free base. Another free base conceded by Herrera. Again, this time coming off a full count. Good discipline from the Tarp Skunks early on. Davis steps up here with 2 on. First pitch, strike 1 low. He's able to finally get ahead of a batter in the count. 0-1 here to Davis. Still Muzio a little shallow. Still no outs, 2 runners on. Tipped away, strike 2. Despite the slow start, I know that Coach Drum is going to want Herrera to just settle in, try to get some outs, and get going in the game. Here's the 0-2 now for Davis. Herrera from the stretch. That one's fouled away, not in play. Count stays 0-2. Two umpires here today. Home plate umpire getting a few more balls to be used. Here's the 0-2 now to Smith. Davis ready. Herrera ready. Ball 1 just a little high. Still 2 runners on. Lane at second, Smith at first. Tarp Skunks have got an early lead, but there still is plenty of time. We're only still probably in the opening credits of this Star Wars movie. Both runners go. Strike 3. They can't get the out. The double steal works, but they do get the first out of the inning. And that is Herrera's first strikeout. The throw from Bartenstein was quick, but not quick enough. Davis goes down on strikes, and Tucker is at the plate now. Runners at third and second. 1 out. Tucker, shortstop at the plate here. Do wonder maybe if they want to try a squeeze. See the infield pretty far in. Strike 1 inside the zone. And Herrera finally heating up a little bit more. See some stretching in the Pioneers bullpen. But again, I think that Coach Rome will want Herrera to at least try to get through the third inning before trying to make a change. That very well might be Jared Podest, ready for his debut. 0-1. Strike 2, that was inside. And inside the zone. He's ahead of Tucker here. Now looking to get a second out of the inning in a pretty tricky situation. Ball 1. That one, strike 3 is going to get him there looking. Tucker retired on strikes. And now Hartson's going to step up for his second at-bat. 2 outs, 2 runners, still dangerous on base, but a lot nicer now than with just 1 out. Been a tricky inning. That wild pitch was a very fluky play, with Bartenstein getting caught on the umpire for a second, and a very, very, very skunky, I could say, way to try to get a base, as sly as a skunk maybe, to steal another run at the end of that wild pitch. That one's a shallow ball to short, gets the throw in time, the final out of the inning. The Skunks steal 3, though, on 1 hit, no errors, and lead now 3-0 while stranding 2 on base. Bottom of the second, coming up next, more Pioneers baseball after this. This inning's sponsor is Multimedia. The Elmira Pioneers would like to thank Multimedia Services in South Corning for being your Pioneers official printer. Take a look around the ballpark. All the signage you see, it's printed by the Multimedia Service. I'd like to thank them again for being a longtime sponsor of the team and for helping us get all the posters out. A few more Star Wars duels over by the Elmira and Jamestown dugouts. Fun experiences for all. Tarp Skunks were able to score 3 in the top of the second, but there's still plenty of time for our heroes and the Pioneers to come back. May the Force be with them. Up next now, it's fan favorite Bobby Marsh. He went 1 for 3 last game with a walk, run, and also struck out once. Bobby Marsh's favorite Star Wars character? Luke Skywalker. And will he be the new hope that the Pioneers need? Let's wait and find out. He does have a lefty-lefty disadvantage against Shed, though. But again, he's still been a very reliable hitter, batting in the 5 spot today. Here comes the first pitch from Shed. Outside, ball 1. Second pitch, ball 2. So Marsh able to get ahead quickly. Good discipline to open the at-bat. 2 for 7 on the season. Solid start from him at the plate. That one's strike 1. He almost went around, but ultimately held back. 2-1 count now to Marsh. Shed ready. Kicks back. Fouled away. Count goes 2-2. Now you can already mention that Shed flirting with 90s in a few of his pitches. Those pitches are going to look a little bit faster for Bobby Marsh's perspective against a lefty. It can be very hard to hit. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss in the dirt. And that's another strikeout for Shed as the inning opens with a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts so far. That brings up the number 6 hitter for your Pioneers, Kyle Chmielewski. Chmielewski here, ready to go. He's playing in right field today. Right against Shed, the first pitch. Chmielewski pops that one up, but it's going to go out of play. Foul. 0-1 count to Chmielewski. He came on as a pinch hitter last time. Outside, ball one. Went 1 for 2 in the previous game that he played in. He was back game 1 against the Pioneers, or Muck Dogs. Went 1 for 2 with a walk. Got some good discipline early on. He's going to line that down the third base line. That's going to get in the outfield for a base hit. He's going to try to turn 2. The throw from left. It is in time. He is out at second. Very disappointing. He gets a hit, but is thrown out trying to turn 2 on the play. And now there are 2 outs in the inning. A very disappointing at-bat there. He got it into the outfield, and you can see very unhappy about that, Coach Drum. He went all the way from third base to dispute it. The throw did get in time, though. I think his dispute was in vain. There are now 2 outs for Johnny Wall. Wall looking to have some lightning at his bat as he fouls the first pitch off. His favorite Star Wars character? Emperor Palpatine. You know, he knows the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise and his teammates' tragedy. Darth Gillespie the Wise, trying to get that double. You know, that's not a story that the Tarp Skunks would tell you. Count goes 1-1 as he takes ball 1. Pitch now from Shed. He held up. No, he didn't. Went around, strike 2. 1-2 to Shed. Trying to retire Wall to end the inning. Here's the pitch. He's going to drive that to right, but it'll be in play for the final out of the inning. Despite getting a hit, the Pioneers go down in order. With no runs on that one hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We'll be back with the top of the 3rd inning right after this. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Star Wars Night tonight. Apologies, of course. Had some streaming difficulties the last couple days. The transition meant we needed to create a brand new YouTube channel. This channel will be open and hopefully available in future seasons. Stay tuned with me alongside from all the games this season, Pioneers Baseball. I'm Taylor Storthy, and we're going to see Herrera open up the 3rd inning, but we also see a couple players headed to the bullpen just to stretch out. Top of the 3rd inning, Bay takes ball 1 just a little high to open up the top of the 3rd. Bay 0 for 1 today. Ethan will want him to stay that way and go 0 for 2. Here's the 1-0. That one in the dirt, ball 2. Herrera down in the count once again. Last inning, 3 free runners came aboard, and all of them came home. 2 of them on an unlucky wild pitch. 2-0 count now. Herrera steps back from the windup. And strike 1. You see some action over in the Pioneers bullpen, but I think Herrera is going to want to just settle down, try to get through another inning or two. 2-1. And he went around. That is strike 2. They tried to hold up at that one in the dirt, but wasn't able to. 4-seam, 2-seam, changeup, and curveball. But Herrera has, and he's been working on his changeup. Here's the 2-2. That time goes with his heater, gets him looking for strike 3. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game and in a row. And out of 4 batters. That a few of those. That opens up the 3rd inning. First out. Benzinger now up. He flew out in his last at-bat. Strike 1 on the low corner. And now we are seeing the Darth Maul enthusiast lock in. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Oh-2 from Herrera. Ball 1. That was very inside. Saw Benzinger having to lean out of the way. Here's the 1-2 now to Benzinger. Fouled away, he stays alive. Count remains at 1-2. Wind up in the pitch. Just high, ball 2. Ooh, hey Joe, and I can try to zoom in a little bit closer at one of the breaks. Although, it sometimes can be a little bit difficult. I know if you're watching on a mobile device, if you're able to turn it full screen, you can zoom in all the way. If you're on a computer, I think it's a little bit harder to, but I think you can also go full screen and maybe zoom in that way. At the next inning break, I'll see what I can do to get that camera a little further zoomed in. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is yet another strikeout for Herrera. Out of the previous 5 batters, 4 of them have gone down on strikes. The 2 outs now. In the top of the 3rd, a great recovery after a sloppier 2nd inning from Herrera. 3rd out can always be tricky. King got on board via walk and came all the way home. He scored on the single from Lane. That's the only hit that the Tarp Skunks have had all game. That one gets away from Bartenstein, ball 1. You're watching on TV, Joe? It's always a great place to view. I'll see if I can get it a little bit closer to the action. It is a little bit hard. This booth gives us a great view from high up, but it can be a little tricky to see what happens on the field sometimes. Good attempt to frame it on that pitch by Bartenstein, but ball 2. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Pioneers Baseball continues on YouTube for the rest of the season. 2 outs, a 2-0 count now for King. Swing and a miss. That one bouncing off Bartenstein's glove. Strike 1. The Tarp Skunks have been able to get runners on base with good discipline and forcing long counts. Here's the 2-1. That time, the strike for strike 2. It's an even count at 2-2, but you can always say that a 2-2 count benefits the pitcher somewhat. They just need 1 strike to get the out. 1 more strike to end the inning. Herrera from the windup. Ball 3, count goes full for King. He'd very much like a second walk with 2 outs. Camp's on deck. He was hit by a pitch last time. And I know after a hit by pitch, that can motivate people to try to do something. Here's a 3-2. Payoff pitch. That's going to be grounded to short. Joe Osofsky bounces off his glove. That's a shame. And I think that'll probably be graded an error. And it keeps the inning alive. It looked slow enough for an easy field and throw, but just rolls off his glove into the outfield. A first error of the game for Elmira. Disappointing. King gets aboard, and technically you could call that another free base. Inning stays alive. After that long at bat, Camp aboard with one on. Pios looking to get out of the inning. One man on. 2 outs. Runner goes. Throw to Bartenstein, and he's just holding it. He's not taking a risk. King is able to steal second. Count 1-0. Wasn't able to transition to the throwing hand in time. And you do wonder, with 2 outs, maybe King will go again. Here's the 1-0. King with a big lead at second. He's ultimately going to turn around and get him back there. Bartenstein, I think, will be ready to try to throw to third. In the previous game for the Pioneers, we saw an errant throw to third from Gil Murad lead to a run being scored for the Muck Dogs. That's something they're not going to want to happen here, and that's a very real possibility. Here's the pitch. He went around. That's strike 1. King stays at second, even though that lands in the dirt. Bartenstein stays in front. A bright day in Elmira. Clouds in the sky, but blue skies above. Here's the 1-1 from Herrera. He's going to turn around one more time, trying to make sure King isn't getting greedy. That was a very well-executed steal by King, so not surprised to see Herrera being very cautious with him at second, especially since throwing the ball to third had caused problems for the Pioneers before. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, gets away from Bartenstein. King doesn't go, ball 2. Camps was hit by a pitch last time. His first true at bat right here. He forms the battery alongside Shed for the Tarp Skunks. Here's the 3-0. Herrera looking back to second. The pitch. That one popped up. Is it in play? Muzio tracking it to the right. It's playable. Yes, it is. He comes away with the final out of the inning. One runner gets aboard via error, but gets stranded to end the inning. Still a 3-0 lead for the Tarp Skunks, but there's still time here on June the 5th. Try to avoid a revenge of the Sith. Here, Pioneers Baseball returns in a few minutes. Thank you for the kind words, Chris. Welcome back to historic Dunn Field. And of course, Joe, you mentioned zooming in, and hopefully this can do the trick. Gets you a little closer view of the field. See if we can also just position the camera just a little bit more like that. There we go. Now we're ready. Bottom of the third inning. Pioneers ready to go. At the plate for Elmira is Ethan Herrera. That one flied out to right. And in right field makes the catch. That's King to get the first out of the inning on the first pitch. Herrera wanted to get some run support. He's not able to that time. Fans, are you looking for some hot pizza at the game or afterwards? Or sitting at home watching the stream? Well, you gotta order some Papa John's. If you're at the stadium, you can visit the concession stand for Papa John's pizza. Or, if you're in Elmira, visit him at 950 County Road. There's strike one now to Charnetsky. Charnetsky's favorite Star Wars character? Well, it's Jar Jar Binks, and he told me I should be calling him Charnetsky. Unfortunately for our boy Char Char, he is out on a good grab by Shed and a good toss. The first. 2 outs immediately for the Pioneers. Slow start for them in the inning. Bottom of the order, Bartenstein steps up. Bartenstein's favorite character, Han Solo. And he is currently solo. No runners aboard for the Pios, looking to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. Just outside, ball 1. But again, I'm someone from Connecticut. I've had a lot of good pizza in my life. And, you know, a lot of the delivery places aren't always the best. But Papa John's, I've always felt, delivers a great and consistent product. Whenever you're hungry, Papa John's definitely be one you can count on. Counts 1-1 after that swing and miss from Bartenstein. He went 0 for 3, striking out 3 times in the first game of the season. He's going to not strike out here. Grounds that hard to short, but he will be thrown out to end the inning. Pioneers go down in order, still trailing 3, entering the 4th inning. No runs and no hits and no errors. May the 4th inning be with you all as we are about to get underway. 3-0 Tarp Skunk lead right now after a pretty disastrous second inning. 3 runners scoring on free bases. A single brought home the first run, and a wild pitch brought home 2 more off a very weird play. It really hasn't been a lot of Ethan Herrera's fault. Just a couple hiccups here and there, but he's recovered well. Well, I was able to ask the entire team, and there were a few people that did like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Notably, player who started in the infield yesterday, Lucas Phelps. Kenobi is his favorite Star Wars character, and quite a few others are fans of him too. Logan Shader, who hasn't started today, but has started in a few of the other games, is also a Kenobi fan. Of course, that's streaming on Disney+, and that's a very fun series as well. So after the game, maybe take it a watch if you haven't. Top of the 4th underway, Johnson leads off after drawing a walk and scoring in the previous inning. Well, previous being second. He's now going to ground it. It bounces off Herrera's glove. Picks it up and won't be able to get it to first. That's just an unlucky bounce. I'm not sure whether that will be graded an error or not, but that would probably be rude to Herrera, as he just essentially tried to make a reaction play on the glove there. I think that would be graded a hit. I think it is. That's the second hit of the game for the Tarp Skunks. Johnson gets aboard to open the inning. Lane up here, top of the fourth. Singled last time and brought home an RBI. Fires back to first. Not in time with a tag. Very good play, though. Muzio was right there. And that was, I think, a 50-50, but in that case, tag went to the runner. Runner still on first. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. That one lined up to center. That's going to fall. Runner gets to third. Can't get in the outfield. Runner will likely get home. Throw into second. No, runner's going to stay at third. But just an unfortunate little slip there by Smith in the outfield. And that's going to put runners at third and second with no outs. A very, very strong start by Johnson. And Lane there with a double. Johnson went on a stolen base there and was able to get to third. He likely would have made it home if he didn't stop. Wanted to play it safe, so he's going to stay at third for now. Infield playing very shallow. Ball one. Oh, gets away. Will there be a play at the plate? No, it's going to be a 4-0 ball game for the Tarp Skunks. Wild Pitch has scored yet another run. That's the third one to come off those. Disappointing indeed. There's now just a single runner on third with no outs. Ball one on that previous pitch. Herrera ready to go. The 1-0. That one's strike one, a bit lower. The Mets Candy Company is proud to support the Elmira Pioneers. We are proud to live and work in this community and have the opportunity to support them. We thank the Mets for their support. Herrera's now ready. Kicks back for the 1-1. That one's fouled away. 1-2. So this time, the runner didn't get on and come home with a free base. Rather, he had gone on via single and then got home after that wild pitch. Gets away from Bartenstein. Runner stays at third this time. He had hesitated. 2-2 count. Muzio still playing shallow. Here's the 2-2 now. Ball high. Ball 3. Smith got on base via walk and stole second in his previous at-bat. Wants to do it again, and once again as a runner in scoring position with no outs. 3-2. And ball 4, just a little bit low. He gets aboard and no outs. Runners at the corners. Two on, no out. Tarp Skunks already got a run thanks to a wild pitch. Runners at the corners. Fires back to first. Safe. We still now see some action from the bullpen. Looks like Jarek Podest. One way you can tell who Jarek Podest is, well, look for a tall player. 6'6". That one's going to be grounded. Runner was going to second. They're going to get the tag. But it will do a job and bring a runner home. So it's essentially a sacrifice there by Davis. That's an RBI. Tarp Skunks now lead 5-0. Runner now on second with one away. Looks back at second. Here's the first pitch from Herrera. That one's lined to left. Catch is made to get the second out of the inning. So a good job to get a quick at-bat there. I want a line drive from Tucker to left field. Charnetsky on the play. And you know, there was a rumor saying that Jar Jar Binks was the hidden Sith Lord. Wonder if Charnetsky can get some offense going in the Revenge of the Fifth inning. It's Star Wars night. I have to be really bad with those Star Wars puns. 2 outs. Oh. Runner goes back to second. Swing and miss, strike 1. So Hartson back up. He grounded out in both his previous at-bats. Herrera ready to go. Here's the 0-1. Outside ball 1. Smith on second, taking little leads, but not committing to a steal yet. 2 outs. Maybe their coach is going to want to be a little more careful with it. Here's the 1-1. Umpire calls time. Play resumes. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch to Hartson. Fouled away as that went off his bat. The Tarp Skunks have gotten 5 runs on 3 hits, mainly just because of little errors. 3 wild pitch runs have scored on 2 wild pitches, and most recently, a sacrifice brought a runner home. Now here's the 1-2 for Hartson. Hit the way. Count stays alive. Gone a little bit cooler now. Here's the pitch to 1-2. Ball 2. So close to being strike 3 to get out of the inning. 76 degrees. So about the same as it was at the start of the game, but a little bit warmer, with the clouds helping it feel a little bit cooler on the field. Here's the 2-2. That one goes off the plate. A weird bounce. Runner from third. He's going to stay at third. Runner just advances there. Another wild pitch. Still the top of the 4th. 2 outs. 3-2 count. Runner on third. Here's the kick from Herrera. The 3-2 payoff pitch. That one's lined. And diving catch by Charnetsky. That'll end the inning and prevent that run from coming home. But one can say the damage was already done. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. 1 left on base. 5-0 lead for the Tarp Skunks. Coach Drum said it would be a tough game, but indeed, looking more like Order 66 out there for the Pioneers so far. Still some time to come back, bottom of the 4th after this. Own a business? Looking for a janitor supplier or supplies? Call Vasco Brands and tell them the Elmira Pioneers sent you. Vasco Brands is your sponsor for the bottom of the 4th inning for the Elmira Pioneers. We thank them for supporting the team. And remember, need any janitor business? Give them a call. The fourth works in mysterious ways. For the Pioneers on defense, it didn't bless them. It cursed them with 2 runs. But the power might come from the bats. This inning, there's a shallow ground ball by Joel Osofsky. Throw to first. Keeps it on the bag. First out of the inning on the first pitch. Good snag there by Bay to pick up the ball and make the throw. 1 out now as Aiden Blake steps up. Aiden Blake's got a mission. Get a better Beskar bat. He needs to generate some offense. Actually, I think they ruled it a foul. They did. So actually, Osofsky gets another shot. Just like in the sequels, the Force has brought him back from the dead to continue the at-bat. That was a foul, 0-1. Osofsky grounds that hard to second, picks it up, throw to first is in time. So instead of a ground out to third, it's just a ground out to second. Now there's 1 out. So disappointing there for Osofsky, son of former football player Jerry Osofsky. Just like Anakin, coming up short. Twice the grounders, double the fall. Jed telling his infield to back up on that left side. As Blake is ready to go. Here's the 0-0. Outside, ball 1. Pioneers trailing 5-0, but still plenty of time to try to get back into it. Blake so far, 0 for 1, he grounded into a double play. Swing and a miss, 1-1 now. He's looking to avoid going 0 for 2. With 1 out here, bottom of the 4th inning. Aiden Blake, outside ball 2. It's WEGMAN'S Star Wars night, special night, and even though it's night, it is really more of a day game. If the game doesn't last till 8:30, we won't even see the sunset. Here's the 2-1. Ball 3, just a little bit high. Blake getting ahead here. He drew a walk in his previous game he played in. I know he'd like the similar result. 3-1 now to Aiden Blake. And I would probably want to take this. And if it goes to a full count, it goes to a full count. Takes that. Ball 4. He's going to get a free base. And at the catcher's position, you could see that Kemp was not very happy with that call. That was a close one, but I went to the batter that time. The Force in the Pioneers' favor. Runner aboard with 1 out. Joe Muzio finally got his first hit of the season in his previous at-bat to keep the first inning alive, but ultimately Cooper Smith striking out in the next at-bat, that hurt. But now Muzio has a chance with a runner on, try to keep this offense going. He's facing a lefty, but still he actually converted with a lefty. Platoon disadvantage. Can Muzio make something happen? That's going to be fouled away, strike 1. Muzio very talkative and active. That's almost anti-like Master Yoda from Star Wars. Because again, I've talked with him. He doesn't speak in the backwards speak that Yoda usually likes to do. Do or do not, there is no try. He'd say, there's no try. It's do or do not. That's something my dad always likes to say. That one's inside, ball 1. So runner on, 1 out. 1's all around the board now. Muzio, who's 1 for 9 on the season at the plate. They'd like him to get 2 for 10 because it could really try to get some offense going. Here's the 1-1. Muzio lines that to left. It gets behind his man. That could send a run home. It was misjudged in left, and that certainly will. The Pioneers will have their first run of the ballgame. Throw to the plate. Not in time. An RBI double for Joe Muzio, and he's in standing up. It was misjudged in left field, and an RBI double. Joe Muzio improves to 2-10 on the season and gets to second with 1 out. It is still a 5-1 ball game, but some signs of life here in the 4th inning. Joe Muzio, the force, was certainly with him that time, and a catcher's pitcher's conference on the mound as Cooper Smith takes the plate. And just on the previous play, Lane thought it was going to be a little more shallow, and as he realized it wasn't, he turned around too late, and it landed behind him, rolling all the way to the wall. Muzio rounded to second, and the throw home was not in time, and that allowed Blake to score all the way from first. 1 out, runner on second, Cooper Smith ready to go. That one up high, ball 1. He had a shake from Joe Muzio. Can he make it bake like his favorite movie, Talladega Nights? It is Star Wars night, but come on. Talladega Nights is a classic. We've got to keep those jokes rolling. 1-0, 1 out, runner on second, and 1 run already scored by the Pios. Ball 2 that time. Smith was at Seton Hill last season, but entering the transfer portal this year. 2-0 for Cooper Smith. Ball 3. Wow, that was close. And that time, I actually do agree with Kemps. He was a bit disappointed on that call. 3-0. Cooper Smith drawing a good count. And draws a 4-ball walk. 2 runners on, 1 out. It opens up a double play option, but it also brings a potential tying run on deck. As Smith's favorite character Yoda might say, quote, or paraphrase Billy Bean, like him I do, because on base he get. Now there's going to be a conference at the mound. Don't see anyone seriously warming up yet in the bullpen. I think this is one just to settle down, shed, and ease his nerves. And I think that's just what's important here because Tarp Skunks were able to score 5 runs. They have a lead. One out, 2 on. The conference has concluded, and now stepping to the plate, a potential new hope for the Pioneers. Oh, geez, I already used that reference. But now it's the return of the Jedi, Bobby Marsh. After striking out his previous plate appearance, he gets a chance with 2 runners on and 1 out to try to generate some more offense for the Pioneers. The fan favorite. He's a powerful bat. I'll have some special news regarding him soon in our next game, so make sure you tune into that stream. But Marsh, ready to go? Here's the 0-0, 1 out. That's high, ball 1. Of course, he's a returning Pioneer. Hit over 300 last season for them. So far, it's had a pretty solid start. That one's a little bit low, ball 2. Still don't see anyone truly warming up. Tarp Skunks. But we might see that eventually. 2-0 count now to Marsh. Swing and a miss. He wanted to get that one, but I think he was fooled with a slight off-speed pitch. Marsh still a little ahead in the count, 2-1. Crowd still excited, cheering, getting ready. 2 on, 1 out. Bobby Marsh playing as the extra hitter today. He was in the outfield the previous 2 games. That one's inside, and runners will advance. Second and third, as the count goes 3-1, with 1 out. On deck after Marsh is Kyle Chmielewski. He's already got a single where he tried to turn 2 but got tagged out, and he might have a chance. The bases loaded opportunity. Here's the 3-1 now to Marsh. If I'm Marsh, I'm probably taking if I don't see a heater. In fact, he takes and gets on base. That's ball 4. That one outside. No debate necessary. Bases loaded. 1 out. Tying run now at the plate. Chmielewski ready to go at the plate here. 3 home runs, 14 RBIs, and he also was able to get 11 double plays last season at Lafayette. He also had a 2 home run game against VMI. If the force is with him here, that home run would equal the game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's very much easier said than done. First pitch. Strike 1. Ooh, in the low inside corner. That was a close one. Could argue 1 or 2 of those calls had gone previously the Pios way. This one will go the Tarp Skunks way. 0-1. 1 out. Bases loaded. Still a big lead for the Tarp Skunks, but that could change on one swing of the bat. Outside, ball 1. Hit a good hit in the outfield this last time, but just didn't have the pace to get to second. Here's the 1-1. Throw back to first. Back safe. Want to try to catch Bobby Marsh out there. You have to be careful. An errant throw would likely have sent a run home. That current runner going home would have been Joe Muzio, who had gotten an RBI double. First run for the Pioneers. Here's the 1-1. 1 out. Bases loaded. Takes a look from the stretch. Strike 2 on that outside corner. This time framed well by Camps. Camps probably relieved to have one of those calls finally go his way. He had already talked with the umpire on 2 of the previous ones. And I do agree, I think, with him on one of those 2 being a ball. Being that should have been a strike. Here's the 1-2 now. And Chmielewski tried to just get a ball in play. Outside, ball 2. Sun shining again over the field. Let's go Pios chants ringing around the arena here at historic Dunn Field. Still bases loaded. A tough pitch here. 2-2 to Chmielewski. Swing and a miss. That one gets in the dirt, but he's just staying put. That is strike 3. 2 outs here. The bases loaded. The off-speed fooled him. And with that, that'll bring up Johnny Wall. He flew out last time. And now has a chance with the bases loaded. Emperor Palpatine. It's his favorite character. He is the Senate, and he wants to unleash the power at the plate. First pitch, he's going to ground that to third. Fielded well. They get the force out at second, barely, and that'll end the inning. Bases loaded gets stranded, but 1 hit on no errors does bring home 1 run. So a bit of the way back for the Pioneers, but they don't have the force helping them all the way in the 4th inning. We enter the top of the 5th with a 5-1 Tarp Skunk lead. So with that, Jarek Potus is going to make his Pioneer debut. He steps onto the mound for his first start of the season. After this year, Elmira fans, you can see him playing for Elmira College next year. One thing you want to know about him? Well, he's tall. Really tall. 6'6". That's quite tall. And it's funny, I'm a couple years older than him, being a junior in college, entering my senior year. And it's weird. I still have to look up to him. Throughout his entire high school career, he managed a sub-3 ERA, and last year he went 2-1 and had 23 strikeouts in 23 innings. But you know one thing everyone will love is his favorite Star Wars character from The Mandalorian, Baby Yoda. Now isn't that adorable? Jarek ready to go? He's been warming up well all week, and he's now got the call to start the top of the 5th inning against the Tarp Skunks. This inning's sponsor is Arnett Health. Arnett Health is the official healthcare provider for your Elmira Pioneers. Next time you need medical attention, make sure you visit Arnett Health for all your medical needs. They're visible on our hat and are a huge sponsor. Thank you, Arnett Health. Cody Bays up here. There's a drive to center field. Both outfielders running back and making the catch. No, Cooper Smith, it gets away from him. Bays going to head to third. That is likely a stand-up triple. Yes, it is. It is a stand-up triple. A big shot in the gap. Tough start for Podest, but a lot of air under that one for Bay as he gets all the way to third that time. Infield playing a little bit shallower, ready in case. Benzinger ready to go. First pitch, strike one. Ball one just a little outside. Podest, future Elmira College player. He's also been able to play basketball, and that's definitely not a surprise with his 6'6" height. 2-1 count now. Strike two. I have a feeling Podest will probably be a two-sport athlete at Elmira College, similar to our very own Coach Drum, who did wrestling and baseball. But after wrestling season, he was told he shouldn't play baseball to focus more on wrestling. Now, Coach Drum, he's more of a wrestling guy. Swing and a miss, and that's the first strikeout for Jared Podest. One out, runner on third. But indeed, after pausing college wrestling, Drum took up MMA, and his first fight in MMA, he won in 10 seconds. Does it on the side from time to time, so if you're a player, you don't really want to get in a fight with your coach. He might not be Conor McGregor level, but he's definitely not an old man. That one's a swing and a miss, strike one for King, who got on base via error in his previous at-bat. Got a runner on third. He's going to want to send him home. That was a wild pitch, and that's the fourth runner to come home on such a play. And that is definitely a wild pitch. You saw Podest pointing to himself saying, "That's on me." Count goes 1-1. Tarp Skunks take a 6-1 lead. The 1-1. Strike two on that outside corner. Put us ahead 1-2. And strike three. Ring him up for a second strikeout. King wanted to think he held up there, but he didn't. That bat was already a success, though. A run came home. Tarp Skunks are back leading by 5. 2 outs now for Camps. Fouled out in his previous at-bat back in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Otis, apart from that triple, has been great on the mound, and it's a disappointment that it was a triple because that was the only reason. That wild pitch brought a runner home. Muzio gets under it, and that'll end the inning. 1 run comes home on 1 hit, no errors, and no one is left on base. 6-1 lead. Tarp Skunks still lead entering the bottom of the 5th inning. The top half of the inning, Jamestown struck back after conceding a run in the bottom of the 4th. But now we will have return of the Pios as they get back to the plate ready to try to get some more offense going here in the bottom of the 5th. Ethan Herrera leading off. He remains as the team's DH after exiting the game from the mound. He pitched 4 innings, and even though those runs were earned by him, he still had a pretty solid game. It's just a couple wild pitches didn't go his way. Got a chance to try to improve at the bat here. He flew out in his previous at-bat. Still on the mound is Shed, who's done a great job through 4. First pitch, strike 1. Deal 1 to Herrera. That one in the dirt, strike 2. Again, some pretty filthy breaking stuff from Shed, as he's made quick work of the Pioneers in most of his innings. That 4th inning was the longest he's had to deal with, facing 6 batters, and one of them came home. Here's the 0-2 now. Just low. No! In the zone. Wow. Looked a little low, but gets the call. Strike 3. Herrera goes down looking on 3 pitches. That's the first out of the inning. Charnetsky up here. Charnetsky, if you will, for Star Wars Night. 1-0 count after that one gets away. Previous at bat, he grounded out to the pitcher. Here's the 1-0. Tips off him. Foul. That one probably stung. I think it hit at a weird spot on the bat. Count now even. Here's the 1-1 to Charnetsky. Ball 2. And that one tipped. 2-2 count. Charnetsky from St. John Fisher College. Here's the 2-2. That one endured again. Full count now for Eric Charnetsky. A chance for him to get on base. Could he be the Sith Lord that the Pioneers have been looking for? The old joke, Jar Jar Binks being the Sith Lord. Here's Char Char, and ooh, I think he almost got hit there. Ouch. I'll rate that as an HBP, but either way, he's going to get on base no matter what on this at-bat. 1 out, and now there's a runner on. Drew a full count and got on base. Don't see anyone warming up yet, but again, Shed has done a great job. There's no reason to. 1 on and 1 out. Brody Bartenstein ready to go. Not solo this time. He's got a runner on. Of course, that'll be very tough with the lefty pitcher. You can fire directly to first base like this. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Bartenstein. Strike 1. Bartenstein struggled from the plate. 3 strikeouts in his first game, but he grounded down in his previous at-bat, doing better at getting contact to the ball. Here's the 0-1. Ball 1. Good take there by Bartenstein. From Washington and Jefferson. Ooh. Oh. That was some filthy break. Had quite a bit of run, but still called ball 2. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think that he moved his glove at all. I thought that would have been strike 2. Here's the 2-1. Now to Bartenstein. That one's high, ball 3. But that is absolutely filthy stuff, so definitely keep an eye on Shed if there's any scouts at this game. I know they're loving what they've seen. Here's a 3-1 now. Bartenstein. Still runner on first. 1 out. Bartenstein gets under that one. Should be the second out of the inning. Center fielder tracking back. Picks it up, and that is out number 2. Charnetsky stays at first. That one had some air to it, but not enough distance. 2 outs. Top of the order back up. Joel Osofsky ready to go. So Joel Osofsky ready to go. Yo-oh. Fires back to first, not in time. That one was outside for ball 1, but Camp trying to shoot it quickly back. Get him out. Charnetsky was safe. Osofsky hit by pitch in the previous at-bat, but also grounded out. 0 for 1. Strike 1 that time in the zone. One now to Osofsky. Runner goes. The throw to second. It is in time, but the ball slipped out. So Charnetsky will be safe. Count goes 2-1 now. That throw was definitely early enough to get the out. But fortunately for Charnetsky, just a little off target. 2-1 now to Osofsky. Throws it back to second. And that one's batted down. Just went a little bit high. So Charnetsky, I think, getting in the head of Shed here. Now we see someone warming up in the bullpen. Wonder how much further Shed will be able to go. 2-1 now. Swing and miss. 2-2 count to Olsavsky. Two outs. Olsavsky wanted to keep the inning alive. One more strike for Shed, and he gets out of the jam with a runner on second. Swing and a miss in the dirt, and that'll end the inning. Throw to first is made in time. Another strikeout for Shed, and the side is retired. No runs and no hits and no errors. One left on board. That's the end of the 5th inning. 6th inning coming up next. Top of the 6th inning coming up next, but I'll give you a little bit of trivia. The Elmira Pioneers, if anyone's active in the chat, feel free to answer. Which 2 famous Yankees players once had an exhibition at historic Dunn Field? I'll give you a hint. One of them recently had a day celebrated to him this month. But 2 famous Yankees players. Which of these 2 had an exhibition game at Elmira Field long ago? You know the answer? Feel free just to type it in the chat. Or take any guess. Otis, ready to go for the top of the 6th inning. First batter here, first pitch is going to be strike one. Great framing by Bartenstein, as Johnson now down 0-1 in the count. Second pitch, ball one that time, just a little bit high. One. A line drive to short, and Olsavsky comes up with the play. Great play by Joe right there. Get the first out of the inning. Came up with a very simple grab, but that definitely wasn't an easy play. Sponsor this inning is First Transit. The Elmira Pioneers would like to thank First Transit for their continued support of Pioneers baseball. Thank you, First Transit. Lane fouls that first one away. He's 2 for 2 today. The double and single. He's a triple and home run away from the cycle. Count goes 0-2 now. Of course, triple cycle. Those are the hard ones to get in the cycle. Otis, the 0-2. Ball low. Count goes 1-2 here. Otis having a pretty solid start. Only conceded 1 run off a triple and a wild pitch. Here's the 1-2. Ball 2 up high. And correct, Kim. Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig were the 2 players that had an exhibition at Dunn Field long ago. Count goes 3-2 now as Lane has worked it full. Here's the 3-2. And ouch! That one hit into Lane, as Smith now comes up with a runner on board and 1 out. Second hit by pitch of the game from the Pioneers onto the Tarp Skunks. But that little bruise won't matter too much for Lane. He now gets on base. 1 out, runner on. D.H. Smith up here. Got on base field walk and had a single earlier. He also stole a base. Barnstein looks back at first but doesn't throw. Ball 1. 1-0 count, runner off first. Small lead from Lane, stays put. Strike 1. 1-1 count to Lane. He's like taking a little lead on first, kicks up a little bit of dirt. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Throws back to first, Muzio gets to it, but Lane back in time. 1-2 count to Smith. Now you wonder, will Lane go on this pitch? 1-2. Lane does go. Ball outside to throw from Bartenstein. Tag not in time. No, it is. He's out at second. It didn't look like the tag was there, but indeed it was. That's why I'm not an umpire. I don't have that close-up view. Count 2-2 after that was a ball, but importantly, they get the second out of the inning. Good throw from Bartenstein that get a runner and catch him stealing. And strike 3. The side is retired on that swing and a miss. Smith's strikeout means the Tarp Skunks go down in order after a hit by pitch and stolen base. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left the board. Tarp Skunks still leads 6-1. And indeed, the end of that trivia was Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. Shed's day is done after 5 innings. Tucker Fenton comes on to replace him. He's a right-hander and number 22. Aiden Blake leads off for the Pioneers. Here, from the bottom of the 6th inning. Count goes 1-1 or 2-0. Those first 2 pitches from Fenton are balls. Strike 1. Count goes 2-1. Tarp Skunks still lead 6-1. After this batter, I'll give you another trivia question. You're feel free to answer in the chat. Here's a 2-1 count. Ball 3. 2 balls or 3 balls. Scoreboard not incredibly consistent right now. Here's the 3-1. And swing and miss. Count goes full for Blake. Blake, just too much on that one. Again, he's been a little quiet today. Wants to get a little bit louder. Still looking for a first hit of the season. 3-2. Fouled away, staying alive. We'll have another payoff pitch after this. Blake drew a walk in his previous at-bat and came home for a run. Used the run batted in by Joe Muzio. Y'all little East second team player ready to go. And ball 4, he's going to get a free base again. 2 walks in a row drawn from him. He's going to get on base to open the inning. Joe Muzio steps to the plate. And now here's your trivia. What former Pioneer currently pitches in the MLB on the San Francisco Giants? And he's very tall. Not too dissimilar from our own Hunter Kendall and Jarek Podest. So, who's the Giants pitcher? Incredibly tall, former Elmira Pioneer. You have until the end of the top of the 7th to answer. There's a ground ball up the middle. Muzio gets another hit. Runners now on first and second with no one out. Muzio on fire today. 3 for 3. Strong start this inning. The Pios get aboard. Cooper Smith previously, in his full game he played, had an RBI and went 1 for 2. He's going to drop a bunt, pulls away, ball 1. That was a close one, but gets the right call this time for himself. 2 on, no one out. Cooper Smith, former IMG Academy MVP, ready to go. Infield playing, and I have a feeling that Smith just wants to get runners in a dangerous position. Swing and miss. He's now down 1-1. One to Smith. Strike 2, that one lands inside the zone. Bunt likely outside of possibilities now with 2 strikes. As such, infield returns back to normal depth. Here's the 1-2, no one out. Outside, ball 2. Someone else now warming up in the Tarp Skunks bullpen just in case. 2-2 count to Smith. Side ball 3, so Smith able to get the count full. There's still 2 runners on, no one out. Full count. Bases loaded if he's able to draw a walk. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. 1 out in the inning. Bobby Marsh up here. That would be green, like Luke's lightsaber. 1 out, 2 on. A chance to try to get the Pios back in this game. No lefty-lefty platoon disadvantage here, as that first pitch is taken for strike 1. Time for Marsh to shine. Today, he's 0 for 1 after drawing a walk in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Marsh. That one curves, but it's a little high, ball 1. Previously, Coach Drum, whose favorite Star Wars character is C-3PO, by the way, mentioned that Jamestown are always a tough team, and so far they've certainly lived up to the billing. But the Pios finding a little offense here. Ready to try get some damage on them. 1 out, 2 on. Marsh! Fouled it. That was a hard hit ball, but just foul, picked up by Wilderman. 1-2 count. And reminder, come to Dunn Field. Come watch our games. You gotta call us and get some tickets. Whether they're for a single game or season ticket, we want you here. Come out to beautiful Elmira if you're in the area. 1-2 now to Bobby Marsh. The extra hitter tonight, a big at-bat for him. I think he went to get some instruction from Coach Drum really quickly. Tough at-bat. A reminder again, our trivia. Who's the Giants pitcher that used to play for the Pioneers? Hint, that pitcher is very tall. And he's a current player, too. Here's the 1-2. And it's high, ball 2. Good take there by Bobby Marsh. You'd argue he's due for a hit. He hit 300 last year. He's got the skills to keep that up. Ball 3 in the outside corner. Chmielewski on deck, 1 for 2. Single that he was failed to turn into a double. He'd like a bases loaded with 1 out. Can Marsh get him it, or Marsh bring in runs, or Fenton win the battle. Here's the pitch from the stretch. Ball 4. Marsh is able to draw a walk on the full count. Bases are now loaded with 1 out. Long at bat and great fight from Marsh. The tying run on deck now. Elmira, if they're able to keep generating that offense, as we see the pitching coach come out here, might be able to start to get back into it. Conference in the mound. I don't think Fenton's going to be relieved, but his leash will be incredibly short. They might give him 1 more batter. That might be it. I think he's telling him just to try to throw more strikes. Let the defense do the rest. That's a problem that the Pioneers have had most of the season. The previous game, they conceded 16 free bases. I'm not joking. They'd also conceded 12 in Game 1. They've done better at that this game, but there's still quite a few runs that came on free bases, and also this game, more on the wild pitch. As to 1 conference in the mound, see them come out again, it will be Fenton's night over. Bases loaded. Chmielewski up now with 1 out. Also 1 for 2 in his previous game, hitting .500 on the season. A 600 OPS as well. What can Chmielewski do? Strike one. That was some heat down the middle. Jamileski behind the count. 1 out. Bases are loaded. Bottom of the 6th. Pioneers running lower on time. They'd like to try to get some offense going here and not strain bases loaded again. And that was just outside. Almost hit him. That could have brought a run home. 1-1. Champs on that play, making the grab. Make sure it didn't go wild. 1-1 count, 1 out. Bases loaded off 2 walks and a single. That one's popped up. Can that send a run home? It's in the sun. Is it a fieldable ball? Yes, it is. Runner tags up. They're going to keep the runner at second. And it is a 6-2 ball game. 2 outs, 2 on. And now, second run scored by your Elmira Pioneers. Sack fly does a good job. As Aiden Blake comes home. Johnny Wall steps up. 2 outs for Wall. Runners on first and second. Wall flares that foul to the right. 0-1. After a great start from Shed, Benton struggling to get settled, getting 2 walks and a hit, and one of those runners has now come home. Tying run on deck for the Pioneers, if the inning can stay alive. 0-1. That one's a shot to right. Will it get down? Yes! 1 run will likely score. Fielder can't get to it. He's going to try to no. He's holding it up. Runners at the corners. And with that, it's a 6-3 ball game. Ball with a single to right field brings Muzio home from second. Marsh gets to third. Runners at the corners, 2 away. This inning going well. Ethan Herrera up again. He'd like to help his cause. He's now the tying run at the plate with 2 runners on. His favorite character. Darth Maul. That one fouled away. Strike 1. For the previous at bat, Johnny Wall summoning the strength of Palpatine to get that hit. 0-1 count now for Herrera. Just like that two-way Saber Maul's got Herrera, a two-way player. He had a 290 average in college and 8.24 OPS. Certainly due for a hit here. Ball 1. Again, reminder, trivia, who's the current Giants pitcher, who's very tall, used to be a Pioneer. 1-1, 2 outs. Runners to the corners. Fouled away, 1-2. Been a successful inning so far with 2 runs coming home. I know the Pioneers would love to try to get more. Keep cutting that deficit down. Another run does come home. That very well might be the end of Fenton's day. One, 2, Ethan Herrera. Can he help his cause? 2 outs from the stretch. Ball 2. Fenton, 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. That strike could be the hardest thing to come by. Still ahead technically, because 2-2 counts. You only need 1 strike, and you can concede balls. 2-2, runners at the corners. Runner goes. That's going to be tipped. Fenton, slower to pick it up, and that'll bring a run home. Herrera helps his cause with an RBI single. Runners on first and second. Marsh comes home, and it is a 6-4 ball game. Awaiting action from the dugout for the Tarp Skunks. And now, Elmira has clawed back from a 6-1 deficit to a 6-4 deficit Up here, Charnetsky. Can Char make something happen? He's the go-ahead run. Tying run at first. 2 outs, runners first and second. Fenton still on the mound. First pitch. Strike 1, low and in the zone. And no, it is not Madison Bumgarner. Bumgarner, by the way, is on the Diamondbacks now. And here's a hint for that Giants trivia. Name starts with an S. That's his first name. Ball 1 outside. Count draws even. Charnetsky. He was the Empire 8 Sportsman of the Year. What can he do here? Here's the 1-1. Ooh, inside, ball 2. In his previous game, didn't play. 2-1. Got ahead in the count here. High, ball 3. He's worked it nearly full. 1 strike to play with as well. On deck, the Bartenstein. That would be a huge at-bat here if he could get to it. 3-1 with 2 away. Strike 2, count goes full. Smart take from Charnetsky. Still a strike to play with. What can Charnetsky do? Full count. 6-4 ball game. Arguably one of the most important at-bats of the night. It just takes some time to go over it really quickly. Fenton still on the mound, but I have a feeling this will be his last batter, potentially regardless. It's been a long inning for him. Full count. Payoff pitch. Runners go. All 4. Bases loaded. Charnetsky gets aboard. Cody Bartenstein is ready, I think, with the at-bat here. The base is loaded. 2 outs. It is. They're electing to give him the shot. No pinch hitter. Bartenstein, no hits yet this season, but how important would a hit be here? Fenton still on the mound. The tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. Strike 1, low in the zone. Few groans from Elmira's crowd there. And correct, Chris Odom, Sean Hill is the Giants pitcher that used to play for the Pioneers. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away 0-2. Bartenstein down in the count early. Would want to avoid another strikeout. Trying to keep this bases loaded spot alive. Pioneers already have scored 3, but they'd want to score more. They want to get this closer. Can Bartenstein convert? 0-2 coming up here from Fenton. Low, ball 1. Good take on a tough pitch. 1-2 to Bartenstein. Fenton 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. He's had that before. It's the toughest strike to get. Wall at third, Herrera at second, Charnetsky at first. Here's the 1-2 as he gets his sign. He's ready to go. Tried to frame it, but won't get it that time. I know Camp's a little bit disappointed there as he holds the extra ball. Just an extra second. 2-2 count. Bartenstein keeping it alive, drawing a longer at bat. That's one of the toughest takes. You'll see a heater up high. 2-2 to Bartenstein. A chance right here for the Pioneers. Outside ball 3. A walk would bring a run home. On deck, Joe Olsovsky. It would be one batter away from going through the entire order. Full count, Bartenstein, bases loaded. It's the stuff you dream of. 2 outs. Bartenstein swings and misses, and the side is retired. Bases are stranded, but 3 runs come home on 3 hits. No errors. 3 left on base. Game remains at 6-4. Tarp Skunks lead as we enter the top of the 7th. Otis returns to the mound this inning. Done a great job through 2 innings so far. Having faced only 7 batters, 1 hit by pitch and 1 triple. And he's also recorded 3 strikeouts. Did concede 1 run, but still a very good outing for him, and it'll continue here. By the way, thank you for our sponsor, Texas Roadhouse. That was a very tense inning. I wasn't able to introduce them. You see that little Texas Roadhouse sign? Well, if a Pioneer hits that, a free appetizer for everyone. Tipped away, strike 1. That one's going to be grounded. Gets by POTUS. Picked up at second. Throw to first. Just a second late. I think that was a tie there. But ties go to the runner. And that time, that tie did go to the runner. So to open up the inning, Davis gets aboard on a single. That was a very close play. Runner on first. No out. Tucker up. First pitch. Ball 1. He tried to square with a bunt. Here's the 1-0. Runner on first. Wonder if he's going to try to go. He does get a bunt down, but it goes foul. 1-1. Are you looking for a hotel? Or do you have family and friends visiting the Twin Tiers area? Perhaps your first phone call should be Clarion Inn Riverview in Elmira. Clarion Inn Riverview is the host hotel for your Elmira Pioneers. Tucker so far struck out and lined out. 0 for 2. Now got a runner on first. No outs. Here's the 1-1. Drops a bunt down. Picked up. POTUS takes the easy out at first. Muzio almost missed the bag there, but he just got it in time. And the runner thought that that Muzio didn't tag the bag in time, but he did. So that sack ultimately gets a runner to second with 1 out. There's a meeting on the mound, but I think POTUS doing very well. I think his catcher is just kind of telling him how to game plan this batter. 1 out, runner on second. And their coach, I think, is certain that Muzio didn't step on the bag in time. But indeed, Muzio did. He was off the bag at first, but he still was able to position his foot back on the bag at the end of the play to get that first out. Hartson up here with a runner on. Ball 1, just a little bit high. Here's the 1-0 now to Bart Hartson. Runner goes. Now one gets through the gap. It'll be a 7-4 ball game. Throw home, not in time. Runner stays at first. Third base was moving to cover the plate, and the ball was hit just in the right spot. Runner on. 1 out. 7-4 ball game now after that run. Davis was stealing on that play. Got all the way home. Bay back up with a runner on. Poda is still doing well, and the bullpen is empty. Drum trusting him. There's a pop fly. Should be playable. Going to be picked up and right. 2 outs. Good play by Shimilewski. Get that ball. Runner on. 1 out. Now I'll give you another trivia question. Answer will be given after the bottom of the 7th. What famous Baltimore Orioles manager used to manage the Pioneers? 2 outs. Runner on. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Runner on first. And he's just going to stop in the middle of that. As he, I think, motioned back to first, so it won't be a balk there. Here's the 0-1 with 2 outs. Beat it first from Hartson. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He's ahead there. One more strike will get him out of the inning and bring the hot Pios bats back up. Here's the pitch. Ball 1 just a little low. Otis doing a great job so far. In his 3rd inning of work, he still looks like he really hasn't broken a sweat. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Side retired. Another strikeout for Podest. One runner gets aboard and is stranded. However, that was before they'd scored a run earlier. 1 stranded, 1 run scored on 2 hits. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Again, reminder, the trivia. What famous Baltimore Orioles manager once managed the Pioneers? Wednesday is done after 1 inning. And we've got a new mystery, number 32 on the mound. Indeed, 32. You don't actually have an active player with that, so he's just going to be a mystery player for now until we get official word. Wolsofsky, however, will lead off. And Weaver is correct. It was Earl Weaver, former Pioneers manager, who would later go on to have a successful MLB career. Maybe Olsofsky can too. That one's in the gap for a single. He's going to stay there. The first pitch from number 32 reaches the gap. The base hit for Olsofsky. And he gets his first hit of the game to get aboard in the bottom of the 7th. Aiden Blake up here. He would technically be the tying run. Bottom of the 7th. WEGMAN'S Star Wars Night still going on. Aiden Blake. And it's Cooper Smith's birthday. Happy birthday, Cooper. And hopefully he'll get a chance to come up to the bat this inning. Likely will unless there's a double play. Let's see what Aiden Blake can do first on the All-Little East second team. And a great average. That's a ground ball to short. Flips it to second. Throw to first. Not in time. So it's just essentially a fielder's choice on that play for Blake. It gets Olsofsky out. But Blake reaches first for Joe Muzio, who has been on fire today. Hitting like Master Yoda. 3 hits in total, a single, a double, and another single. Scored back in the 6th inning. He got all the way to the 3rd back in the 4th. But wasn't able to score there. So 1 out. Here comes Joe Muzio. He's been on fire today. Let's see. The last batter for the Tarp Skunks was Bessinger, who struck out. Strike 1 there for Muzio. He takes that one. Strike 1. But yes, indeed, Bonnie Camps, it was Bessinger. So up next is King. Camps is due up after King. That'll be for the top of the 8th inning. Throw back to first. Blake back in time. 0-1 count to Muzio. Muzio flares that foul. It goes all the way over into the bullpen. Well, more of an equipment session than bullpen. Count goes 0-2 now for Muzio. Trying to keep his hitting streak alive today. Entering the game with no at-bats. He's already gone 3 for 3. Runner goes. That's going to be ball 2. Slide into second. Safe. Actually, ball 1, not 2. But still, Muzio, a good take on that inside pitch. And Blake gets to second with a stolen base. 1-2 to Muzio. And Jamestown's coach a little disappointed at that. Out for a second. Muzio 1-2 count. Close game here again. 7-4. The lead for the Tarp Skunks, but the Pioneers still have some fight in them. 1-2 to Muzio. We're going to call time really quick and have a discussion. And I think that was a very quick discussion. The Jeopardy music might have been a little bit early. But either way, getting back and about ready to go. Muzio still at the plate. And now we got word it's Connor DeMoss who came into the game. Right-handed pitcher, already 1/3 of the inning through. But has to deal with a runner on second. And currently the hottest bat for the Pioneers. Here's the 1-2 to Muzio. Ball 2 just outside. That was a close pitch and a good take there from Joe Muzio. He'd been having some batting struggles early. Tough balls in play. Not able to get on base. But today he's finally had that success. 3 hits in his 3 at-bats. Can he make it 4? Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3-2. So Muzio works at full. 3-2 count. Still a runner on second. 1 out. (3-2). Blake, not a large lead. I don't think he's going to try to go here. Here's the pitch. That's going to be grounded. Foul. More of a chop. Muzio stays alive. Muzio able to break out of that slump here. And he has been crucial so far in helping generate some offense. That double back in the 4th inning he had was an RBI. Here's the 3-2 now to Joe Muzio. Swing and a miss. He's going to go down for the first time in the game. Strike 3. Second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Cooper Smith, the birthday boy. What can he do with a runner on second? So far, he's had a pretty quiet day. Got on base via walk, but struck out twice. Smith looking to recover here. Maybe he needs the Ricky Bobby treatment and needs to have a Cougar alongside him in the other batter's box to motivate him. 2 outs, runner on second. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1. 2 outs. That's a little bit low, ball 1. Smith, a good eye there to take that one. Moss doing a better job than Fenton. He's already got 2 outs early. Still trying to figure out a way to get out of the inning. A little more action, just someone tossing a little bit in the bullpen for the Tarp Skunks. But nothing else doing that. 1-1. There's a line drive, gets to the outfield, likely will bring 1 run home. It's a 7-5 ball game. The Pioneers within 2, tying run at the plate. Happy birthday, Cooper Smith. Here's an RBI. 2 outs, so Blake was going no matter what, and he goes all the way home, and Bobby Marsh steps up with a runner on first. 2 outs. He is the tying run. 7-5 lead for the Tarp Skunks. Elmira's offense really having a lot of success late. Bobby Marsh ready to go. 2 outs. Runner on. So far today, 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And he also scored on one of them. That was outside ball 1. He now doesn't need to worry about a platoon disadvantage. He can just go at it. 1-0 to Marsh. Here's the pitch from DeMoss. Side, ball 2. Marsh getting ahead again. And again, 2 outs already and a little bit less stress, but still not a great inning for DeMoss. He's already conceded a run. 5 runs since the 4th inning for the Pioneers. Only 2 in that same period for the Tarp Skunks. There's a drive from Moss, but it won't be far enough. If that doesn't get down, that's the end of the inning. And the catch is made. 1 runner left the board, but 1 run comes home on 2 hits. No errors. 1 left the board. It's now a 7-5 ball game entering the top of the 8th. Otis stays on the mound, but there is now a little bit of action in the Pioneers' bullpen. King leads off for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks for the day. He is 0 for 2 with a walk as he scored off the walk back in the 2nd inning. He was the first run of the ball game, Tarp Skunks. Now he's ready to face Podest. Previous at bat, he struck out. And the dirt ball 1. It's been quite an exciting game, fitting for WEGMAN'S Star Wars night. Now here's the pitch from Podest. Swing and a miss. That goes 1-1. Podest doing a great job on the mound. And I'm sure Coach Drum is loving what he's seen. You know what's an even better stat, though, for Podest? He has only conceded 1 free base runner off a walk. Strike 2! Actually off a hit by pitch. So, that's even better news, as that has been an issue for most of the season for the Pioneers. 1-2 count to King. Podest looking for another strikeout. Tipped away, so King stays alive, 1-2. One, two. Strike 3. King goes down looking to open the 8th inning. Good framing by Bartenstein to get strike 3. 1 out now. That'll bring up Camps. In total, he's 0 for 2. He had a hit by pitch and scored, where he also had a foul out and a pop out down that right first base line. Camps looking to improve here. Still a 7-5 lead. Tarp Skunks. High, ball 1. There's a drive to center. Can it get down? Smith drops it. It goes off his glove. Throwing to second. Runner is able to get back to first in time. So it's going to be a 1-out single for Camps. Great effort by Smith, but just falls out of his glove. That was a really tricky play. And he was able to recover quick enough to hold the runner at first. 1 on, 1 out. Up steps Johnson. So far is 1 for 2 today with a walk, and he scored twice. He's the second baseman. Nate Johnson ready to go. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch. Strike 1 down in the zone. Johnson shaking his head. He felt that was ball 1. But I think the umpires today for both teams giving a little more leeway to pitchers. Could argue a few of the calls more have gone the Pioneers' way. You could arguably say like that one. That looked a little bit low. But 0-2 count now. A chance to get another strikeout for POTUS and a second out in the inning. 0-2 count. Wonder whether Camp will try to go. That's going to be grounded. Picked up by Muzio. Gets 1. Won't be able to get 2. It's a fielder's choice by Muzio. Runner gets the second. Two outs. Runner on second for Lane. Smart play by Muzio. Getting the force out. Runner on second, but there are now 2 outs. One more potential batter for POTUS to deal with. Lane up here. 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch in his most previous outing back in the 6th. He was the only free base conceded by POTUS. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That one just outside, not enough framing to help it. Ball 1. 1-1 with 2 outs. POTUS doing well from the mound. Gets a sign, and here's the stretch. Strike 2. Wow. Again, I think a little bit of good framing, but at this point as well, see more displeasure from the Tarp Skunks over all these calls. And I will say I'd say at least a third of them, they're probably right about being upset about. Here's the 1-2. That one's a little high. Ball 2. Lane able to get to a 2-2 count here. We've rarely seen these counts with POTUS go deep. Here's the 2-2. That's going to bounce off Bartenstein. Looking for the ball. Runner gets the third. And I'd have to say that's probably a passed ball, maybe a wild pitch. I don't know. But runners now with full count on third. Got a few free bases if he wants to play with them. 2 outs. Full count now. What'll POTUS do? Payoff pitch. Fouled away. Count stays alive. Careful if that hits any of the cars in the parking lot. That can definitely be a real possibility. 3-2. Lane trying to keep this top of the 8th inning alive. Fouled away again, staying alive. That one, I think, hit into the net. It did, so it rolls back on. A long at bat here. Lane forcing it deep. POTUS trying to complete a 4th inning of work. One more strike to go. Ball 4. First walk conceded for him. Off a long at bat. Lane gets aboard. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Smith up here. He had a hit back in the 2nd inning. Got a walk in the 4th. Struck out against POTUS in the 6th. So 2 for 3 today. Runner goes. Bartenstein fakes the throw. It gets behind the third baseman. Now the runner goes home. Throw it home. And he's out at the plate. Great recovery at third base by Wall. The runner committed too early. The throw got to Bartenstein in time, and he gets the tag to get him out. The inning is over. He's caught stealing, so ultimately one runner is stranded. And in total, there was one hit, no error, no runs come home. 7-5 Tarp Skunks lead, entering the bottom of the 8th inning. The Pioneers ready to go again. Number 34 has now come in. For the Tarp Skunks. It's Eric Kraus, a pitcher from Wagner. Making his debut this season. And remember, of course, Texas Roadhouse, if a player can hit that banner at that target. But it has to be a Pioneer, though. But if a player does, self a free appetizer, my choice would probably be a Cactus Blossom. Honestly, Cactus Blossom sounds good. I might grab that on my way back after the game. Number 34 entering the game. Mentioned Kraus. Bottom of the 8th, ready to go. Chmielewski. Leading off. Chmielewski ready to go to open the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch. Fouls that one away. Ooh, scared a bird right in front of the camera. Honestly, nearly scared me. Ball 1. That ball 1. It's strike 1. Come on, Taylor. What are you doing? Strike 1 to Chmielewski. So far today, one for 2. He had a sacrifice on his previous at bat that brought home an RBI. Fouled away, strike 2. Wall on deck, he made a great play at third after missing the initial throw, recovering quick and getting it home to end the inning, catching a runner who was trying to go off that. 0-2 count. There's a drive from Chmielewski. That's not going to go deep enough. Catch is made, first out of the inning. Wall will now come up with 1 out. Wall had a huge at-bat previously, getting on base with a triple. Sorry, with a single, but got all the way to third. He can help catalyze the offense here. Strike one, that one breaking into the zone. Kraus on the mound from Wagner. Here's the 0-1, 1 out. There's a drive. It's going to go left. The catch is made for out number 2. That one had a great barrel on it, but not enough distance. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up Ethan Herrera. Herrera, in his previous at-bat, got a single. And for the day, he's 1 for 3. He's wanting to help his cause here. He's able to help generate the final 2 runs. He would help give himself a no decision. Fouled. Will it stay fair long enough? Tried the slide, but just comes up short. Good effort on that play by Davis. 0-1. Stressful game here. 7-5 lead for the Tarp Skunks. The Pioneers still fighting. Since the 6th inning, they've scored. Or since the 4th inning, they've scored in every inning except the 5th. And have brought in a 5-0 lead to 7-5. That is ball 1 inside. You could say so far that the Pioneers have looked nearly the better team. It just came from a very bad few plays of bad luck in the 3rd and 4th that ultimately got the deficit to what it was. Strike 2 there. That one, I think, barely in the zone, or Herrera just going around too much. That's been what the difference has been between the two teams. One error probably also hurt them too. 1-2 count to Herrera. Can he stay alive? Ready with the pitch. Here's Kraus. Strike 3. Got him looking to end the inning. So this time, Pioneers go down in order. One, two, three, as we enter the top of the 9th. 2-run lead for the Tarp Skunks. Mason Smith comes on for the 9th inning, finally relieving Otis after what has been a great start. Mason Smith's favorite character? Anakin Skywalker. Also, Anakin later becomes Darth Vader. Maybe you can channel a bit of Vader here to try to choke out Tarp Skunks in the final inning to keep them at bay, keeping a 7-5 deficit for the Pioneers to come back from. Anakin's signature move in the later movies, the Force Choke. I wonder if any success can be found here from Smith to keep that offense that has been pretty strong today at bay. Smith on the mound, facing Smith. So a battle of the Smith right here. Strike one. Smith is going to get ahead. In his previous game, Smith had a pretty solid outing. 2 innings, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Didn't allow a single hit, but 1 run did come home because of walks, wild pitches, you know, the likes. 1-1 after that one went in the dirt. Smith ready from the stretch. There's a drive deep to left field. That one's got a shot off the wall, so it doesn't clear the yard. That high wall, I think, helping. It is going to be a sliding double, though, for Smith to lead off, and that was by far the closest ball we've had to a home run all season at Dunfield, even though it's only been 1 game and 7 full innings. Sorry, 8 full innings. That's a deep hit leadoff double. Runner on second with no one out. Smith now facing off against Davis, and I think the smart move for the Tarp Skunks would be to try to bunt with Davis, get the runner to third. Ball 1 inside. 1-0 count now to Davis. 1 for 2. Had a sacrifice back fourth that brought home a run. 2-0. Davis. 2-0. That was low, ball 3. That previous bat was actually the first hit Smith surrendered in 2 full innings this season. Here's the pitch from Smith. It's going to be grounded to third, but foul, so you'd go again, count 3-1. Smith, the 3-1. Runner goes. There's going to be a line drive. That'll likely send in a run. It's now an 8-5 Tarp Skunk lead. Throw into second will keep the runner at first. With the runner going, it's an RBI single for Davis. The Death Star from Jamestown fires one more time, and the lead is back up to 3. Runner now on first. No one out. Smith, here's the pitch. Strike 1. He was able to get ahead of Tucker here. He was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. I wonder, maybe he goes with another sacrifice, because again, still no outs. Here's the 0-1. Now he does draw for a bunt. That one high. Hartenstein doesn't make the throw back. 1-1. One here to Tucker. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. 1-2. Mason looking for another strikeout here. Would certainly help him get the first out of the inning. Wants to keep that bleeding to a minimum. Try to get the Pioneers, keep them close entering the bottom of the 9th. 2 big hits brought a run home already. Runner on first. I wonder if he's going to go with the 2 strikes. Tipped away. Still 1-2. Elmira started the season on a losing skid, and even though they've progressively looked better, they still haven't overcome it. This game, it came down to some rough, wild pitches. Previous games, a lot of free bases. Ball 2 now. Smith, the two-way player from Wells College. And that hits him. Gets a board. 2 on. No one out. Tucker gets on base for the first time today. Runners on first and second for Hartson. Been a fun WEGMAN'S Star Wars night. A very, very competitive and close game. First pitch, runner goes. He gets caught in the middle, and he's going to be tagged out at second. He slipped on the base path and wasn't able to get back in time. Davis caught stealing. That's the first out of the inning, and that is a sigh of relief for Mason Smith. That first pitch was ball 1, but it gets him the first out, so it's a very big success. Winner on, 1-0, 1 out. That one's a ball 2. Tucker on first. Hartson ahead in the count here. Fouled away, 2-1. Hartson. Today he's 1 for 4. He had a single in his most recent at bat. It brought home an RBI as well. Throw back to first, he's safe. Pretty big potential at bat here. Still bright out, 7:09 p.m. Unless we go to extra innings, we should be done before sunset. Strike 2, count goes 2-2. What a beautiful day, soon to turn to night in Elmira. 73 degrees, so gotten a little bit cooler over the course of the game. Still stayed bright and warm, and less of a shadow on the field. Runner goes. That one's going to be lined to right. Lets it bounce once. Throw comes in. Runners now at first and second with 1 out. They're pitching to contact more this inning, but as a consequence, they've also been conceding a couple hits. 2 on, 1 out. Batter ready to go. Bay so far, 1 for 4, but he had a triple where he got home on a wild pitch from. He has a chance now with 2 runners on. Try to make it too hard for the Pios to come back. Just outside ball 1. 1-0 for Bay. There's a shot deep to left. That one's got some distance, but not far enough. Charnetsky makes the play. Runner ultimately stays at second. That's the second out of the inning. That's an important out right there to help out. Benzinger comes back up. 3 strikeouts today and is 0 for 4. A very quiet day from him. And he's the final batter, separating Smith from finishing the inning, trying to get the Pios back up, potentially for the last time. Strike 1, just inside. Stepping away for a second is Benzinger. Here's the 0-1 to Benzinger. 2 on, 2 out. There's a shot. Goes to right. Chmielewski, throw home. It is thrown out to second. 1 run scores, but the inning is over. The throw to home was just a second late, but Bartenstein saw the runner going to second, so he threw it there. A run will still score because that's a base hit and will be an RBI, but Benzinger caught out at second. That'll end the inning, although a run does come home, that one being Tucker. So, 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 1 left on base. It is a 9-5 lead for Jamestown, but still time for the Pios to try to come back one more time. Last chance saloon open, bottom of the 9th after this. Meyer Pioneers return to historic Dunn Field on June 7th for free poster and meet the team night. Make sure you stop by as they take on the Niagara Power. Thank you for tuning in tonight for the Pios broadcast. I'm Taylor Storley, and we might have 3 outs to go. Last chance saloon, the Death Star charging up. Krause staying on the mound. He'll be tasked with trying secure a hold, get the Jamestown Tarp Skunks their 2nd victory of the season. Pioneers desperately trying to avoid going 0 for 3 early, but they would need a late burst of offense to get them back in the game. Thank you again for WEGMAN'S sponsoring the game, getting out so many free tickets back at our event last week. And here are potentially the leadoff batters: Charnetsky, Bartenstein, and Olsavsky. Charnetsky today has a hit by pitch and walk. He's 0 for 1. Bartenstein 0 for 3. Olsavsky, he's 1 for 3 with a hit by pitch. .22 back at the plate. Here's Charnetsky. And I agree, Robbins. There's a game on Tuesday, but that one not looking so good. Especially with the weather coming up, but hopefully it'll still happen. Charnetsky ready to go. No outs. No one on. Ready for the bottom of the 9th. A new clean slate. Is that a solid game so far? Looking for it to continue. Outside ball 1. Be able to get ahead this at bat. Second pitch. Fouled away. 1-1. Krause had a 1-2-3 inning in his first time on the mound. Trying to keep the Pios offense quiet. 1-1. 2-1 now. That breaker just goes outside. Charnetsky can do a pretty good job of getting on base. Get 2 hit by pitches and 4 walks in 6 games. It's college season. 2-1. That one inside. Ball 3. So now he gets ahead very early. Try to get on base again. This time for Bartenstein. No, it looks like it's going to be Janae Vaughn. He's coming in as a pinch hitter. 3-1 for Charnetsky. 3-2. That one just inside the zone. There's a foul ball. Count stays full. And that's probably going to need a new bat. Charnetsky has a new bat. Full count still against Kraus. Dangerous at bat here. The Pios would need 4 to get back into this game. And they still have 3 outs to play with. 3-2. Kraus from the stretch. Ball 4. Charnetsky gets on base for the 2nd time via walk. And for the 3rd time this game. Janae Vaughn, who had a great game yesterday, comes on as a pinch hitter. I was able to ask Vaughn before the game who his favorite Star Wars character was, and it also was Anakin. A lot of Anakin/Vader fans on the team, and again, not a surprise. He's a great character. Absolutely love him. So runner on, no outs for Vaughn. Had a great game last night. Fouled away, strike 1. Vaughn had struck out in his first at-bat, but followed that up with 2 hits and a walk, finishing the day 2 for 3. A great day, and he's a great bat to bring aboard here to try to get Charnetsky essentially home. Here's the 0-1 to Vaughn. Strike 2, Vaughn. Watch that one land in the middle of the zone. On deck, Olsovsky. Blake, try. Not have to worry about an out already. Deal with. And I think that Drum would love to try to get back to Muzio in the lineup. Blake after Olsovsky. Here's the 0-2 to Vaughn. Outside ball 1. We know Vaughn has a bit of power. You know he could be a dangerous bat. He might just be what the doctor ordered for the Pioneers. And he come in on the route to the Death Star like Han and the Millennium Falcon and help disturb the Jamestown TIE Fighters. Star Wars Night coming to a close here. I'm getting in all the puns I can. 1-2 to Vaughn. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. Disappointing for Vaughn. That'll be the first out of the inning. 2 outs to go before the Death Star fires and gives the Pios a 3rd loss of the season. Olsovsky up, ready to go. Singled last time. 7th. Got out ultimately on a fielder's choice on the next at bat. Joel Olsovsky ready to go. Small lead at first from Charnetsky. Kraus takes a look over. Fires back. Safe. Here's the 0-0. Ball 1. That one was a bit inside. Easy take for Olsovsky. 2 for 4 yesterday. 1 for 3 today. Overall, he's had a pretty strong start to the season. Rest of the play leadoff. Here's the pitch, 1-0. Outside ball 2. Osofsky also had a stolen base. Crowd getting loud. 2-0 count to Osofsky. Throw back to first. Didn't get him. Just a little late. That time, it almost caught Chernetsky off guard. You can see his jersey pretty dirty after those pickoff attempts. And I think he's going to stay a lot more conservatively close to first. 2-0 now to Osofsky. Chernetsky, short lead. Ball 3. 3-0 count. On deck, Aiden Blake. Don't see any activity in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. I think they're trusting Kraus. Rio to Osofsky. Strike 1. Lands just inside the zone. Played well at shortstop. There's one play, the ball just slipped over his glove. Tough play there. Now here's the 3-0 to Joe. Can he keep the game alive? Can he keep the inning going? Throw back to first. Safe again. This has been a long at bat. Kraus take under a little pressure. He still has plenty of runs to work with, but checking first quite a few times. Chernetsky hasn't moved. I know he stole earlier. That could be the reason he's so aggressive. Here's the pitch. Fouled away. 3-2. One of those check swings that turns into a foul ball. Full count now for Osofsky. This is a huge at-bat here. Really change the outlook of the game, depending on whether he gets back on base or not. (3-2). Osofsky. Kraus, who will win the battle? From the stretch. Ball 4. So 2 on. Tying run on deck now. Just 1 out for Blake. Blake will want to avoid what happened in the first inning, where he grounded into a double play. Chernetsky on second. Osofsky on first. 2 on, 1 out. A big at-bat for Blake. The Mandalorian. Can he come in clutch and help his team? Help Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda not part of the decision, but he still want to help give him a win as well. Baby Yoda being, of course, POTUS' favorite character from Star Wars. What can Blake do here? From UMass Boston, he had a .311 average, 6 home runs, and 24 RBIs. Here's the first pitch. In the dirt, a little bit low. That was very low, but just in the zone. Strike 1. Blake today grounded to that double play, but since then, got on base all 3 times and scored all 3 times, off 2 walks and a fielder's choice. 0-1 here. Previous game, he went 0 for 3 with a walk. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Got fooled that time. I think it was more of an off-speed, that pitch. Kraus ahead now, trying to get out number 2. Muzio on deck would love another shot at it. He's 3 for 4. On fire today. 0-2 now to Aiden Blake. In the dirt. Ball 1. Big at bat here for the Pios. A dangerous situation right now. You know, Blake can have a little power behind his bat. We know he can definitely hit in some clutch situations. Can he do it here? 1-2, 1 out, 2 runners on. Force outs at third, second, and of course at first. Here's the 1-2 from Kraus. Just a little high, ball 2. Count gets even, but again, 2-2 still very slightly a pitcher's count. They've got one more pitch to work with. 2-2 count, 1 out. But again, a double play would also end the game. Blake's already grounded it to 1 today. 2-2, how will this go? Kraus, Blake. Outside ball 3. Count goes full. Blake doing a great job to work an 0-2 count full. And even if he gets out, he's still putting attacks on the arm of Kraus, trying to maybe get him to run out of gas later. Again, Muzio would be the tying run should Blake get a walk or get on base. A hit would likely try. Send Charnetsky all the way home. 3-2, payoff pitch. Strike 3. Goes down looking. And you could tell Blake disappointed at that. 2 outs. Still 2 on. And it comes down to Joe Muzio. Cooper Smith on deck. That was a close pitch. Blake thought he had the walk. He didn't. 2 on, 2 outs. Tying run would be Cooper Smith on deck. Game on the line for Joe Muzio. 3 for 4 today. He's been awfully hot. They need him to get one more clutch at bat here. Muzio has not faced Kraus yet. His last at bat was back in the 7th, where he struck out. Here he goes here. First pitch, 2 outs. Throws back to first. Back very safe is Olsovsky. You know, both runners will be going on any ball that's put in play. That means a ball that's really put to the outfield could potentially even bring 2 runs home. Here's the 0-0 now to Muzio. Swing and a miss. He liked that one, but just gets over it. Tough at bat here from Eckerd College. He's faced some of the best in the country. From Rollins, who were in the Elite Eight of the national tournament. The Spartans, who lost out in the Super Regional. Here's pitch 0-1. Muzio flares it out. Not in play, so the count goes 0-2. 0-2 to Muzio. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 on for Muzio. Three for 4 today. He's been the best bat. He's the one that Drum, I think, would want the most. I think he just needs a new bat. There he goes. Cooper Smith on deck. In his previous at-bat, he had an RBI single. But first it comes down to Muzio. It's an 0-2 count. Kraus trying to get the hold. I don't think this is a save situation for him. Didn't enter a ripe enough spot. Maybe. I'm not fully sure. But here's the 0-2. Kraus. Ready and fires. There's a shot. Takes a weird hop to second. Throw to first. And it's bounced up. It's bounced up. A run comes home. And that is a costly error for the Tarp Skunks. It's a 9-6 game, and what would have been the final out, an error at first keeps the game alive. Muzio gets the first. Charnetsky comes home. Olsovsky gets the third. Tying run at the plate. It's Cooper Smith. 9-6 ball game. He got some contact. It took a weird hop, but he was still likely out. But he stays safe. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Cooper Smith, birthday boy, comes up here. He's Luke Skywalker in the trenches of the Death Star, aiming those ion torpedoes. He's the tying run. Here's the first pitch from Kraus. On deck, Bobby Marsh. Potential go-ahead run. Winning run. Up high, ball 1. Smith able to get ahead here. He would be satisfied with a walk. He's 1 for 3 today, but he got on base via walk before. That one hit also drove in a run. It certainly would here if he gets a hit. Here's the 1-0 from Kraus. Strike 1, this time just a little bit inside. That inside pitch has gone to the pitcher nearly every single time today, and it stays that way here. I know the Tarp Skunks will be satisfied to see that consistency. Here's the 1-1 now to Cooper Smith. He's been great at center field. Can he stay great at the plate? 1-1. Kraus looks over at first. Muzio there. Here's the pitch. Smith lines that to left. Is it playable? It is. The ball game is over. The Tarp Skunks win 9-6. Pios fall 0-3. Tarp Skunks improve to 2-0. It was hit well, but it was a relatively easy catch in left field. The sun didn't get in the way. The ball game is over. Ultimately, that final inning, 1 hit, or no hits, 1 error. 1 run came home. 2 were left stranded. And that, my friends, is the ball game. So, the final score lines. Your Elmira Pioneers, 6 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. The Jamestown Tarp Skunks, 9 hits, 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. The winning pitcher today goes to the starter, Shed. He went 5 innings of very good work, only conceding a single run. Things only started getting shaky in the bullpen. Meanwhile, Herrera, 4 innings, 5 runs conceded. He takes the loss. Strong game for the Pioneers, but once again they come up short. Another tough loss, but this time again at home. A losing skid to start the season against 2 of the stronger teams in the division. 2 losses to the Muck Dogs, 1 loss here to the Turf Skunks. The Niagara Power are the next opponent. They'll play them on Tuesday should weather permit. We'll see you at historic Dunfield next time. It's been Taylor Storthy. May the Force be with you at the end of this Star Wars night. Have a good night, everyone, and tune in next time on the Pioneers YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.